Hey folks, if you're like most people who finally upgrade their living room, you're probably looking for a sound system that actually makes movie night feel like the real thing without having to tinker with endless settings or worry that the thing will sound great on paper but fall flat in your own space. You've probably read a few spec sheets, maybe watched a couple of flashy commercial videos, and you're now asking yourself, will this actually work in my 12-foot wide family room? Will the bass be deep enough for action movies, but not too boomy for sitcoms? And most importantly, am I getting my money's worth? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Those are the exact concerns that keep most buyers up at night, and they're the ones I dug into before hitting record. First off, the Sony BRAVIA Theater Bar 9 paired with the 85-inch mini LED TV is pitched as an all-in-one home theater upgrade. The idea is simple. You get a massive 85-inch 4K panel that already boasts impressive brightness and contrast thanks to mini LED, and you throw a 9-speaker soundbar with a wireless subwoofer into the mix. On paper, that sounds like a cinema-like experience, but the real test is how it translates to everyday use. Who should buy this bundle? If you have a dedicated media room or a fairly large living area where you can sit at least 8 feet from the screen, the size of the TV and the power of the soundbar make sense. The mini LED panel actually shines in bright rooms, think large windows, lots of ambient light, or a space that doubles as a gaming zone. The soundbar's 9-speaker configuration, complete with rear-facing speakers built into the bar, does a decent job of spreading dialogue and effects around the room without you needing a separate surround speaker setup. Families that watch a mix of blockbuster action movies, sports, and streaming series will appreciate the dialogue clarity that Sony advertises, because it tends to stay audible even when explosions are happening. If you already own a decent TV but feel the built-in speakers are just meh, the soundbar alone could be a worthwhile upgrade, especially if you value a sleek, single-piece design over a traditional 5-speaker plus subwoofer system. Who should skip it? First, anyone living in a small apartment or a bedroom where the viewing distance is under 5 feet. The 85-inch screen can dominate a compact space, leading to distortion at the edges and making the audio feel overpowerful. Also, if you're a true audiophile who wants a separate, high-end subwoofer and possibly a dedicated Dolby Atmos setup, you'll find the integrated subwoofer in the Theater Bar 9 a bit underwhelming. It's designed to be good enough for most content, not to deliver the rumble you'd expect from a dedicated floor-standing sub. Finally, if your budget is tight, this bundle is on the higher end, and you might be better off getting the TV alone and pairing it with a more affordable soundbar that you can upgrade later. Now, let's talk about the practical strengths. The biggest win is the ease of integration. The soundbar connects to the TV via a single HDMI ARC cable, and Sony's remote controls both devices seamlessly. You won't have to juggle multiple remotes or go through a maze of Bluetooth pairing steps every time you switch from Netflix to a game console. The dialogue clarity you get with the HTA 9000's dedicated center channel is noticeable right away. I tested a scene from a recent thriller where the protagonist whispers a crucial clue. The line stayed clear even as background music swelled. That's the kind of day-to-day improvement you want. It means you'll stop pausing movies to catch what they said. Another strength is the way the rear speakers fold down into the soundbar itself. You don't have to mount separate rear speakers, which can be a nightmare if you're not a DIY enthusiast. The built-in surround effect does a decent job of pushing ambient sounds like rain or crowd noise to the sides, creating a more immersive feel without cluttering your room with extra hardware. For gamers, the low latency mode is worth mentioning. It reduces audio delay enough that you'll feel your shot hit the target in real time, rather than hearing it a beat later. On the flip side, there are a few weaknesses that matter once the excitement fades. Bass performance, while respectable, isn't as deep as you might expect from a true home theater sub. The wireless subwoofer sits in the same box as the soundbar, so it can't move around the room to find the sweet spot. In a larger space, that means you might hear a boomy low end that lacks definition, especially during big explosions. I tried a high-octane car chase and the low frequencies felt more like a whoosh than a full boom. If you're hoping to feel the seat vibrate, you'll probably need an add-in subwoofer for a richer experience. Another point to consider is the remote friction. While the unified remote is convenient, the button layout can be confusing when you first get it. The volume button for the soundbar.